Plot twist 1.
Working it all out. Once and for all, Arthur.
What now?
We're back, and I'm sitting here, and I am contemplating the great journey of the sun and considering a famous chess move.
If you played Red Dead 2 thinking Micah was the rat the whole time, you weren't wrong. You were set up to think that. Micah's a snake from the moment he shows up. He's loud, shady, always stirring the pot. And when the gang starts falling apart, it just makes sense to blame him. Dutch trusts him too quickly. The Pinkertons are closing in. Everyone's pointing fingers. It had to be Micah. But here's the twist. He wasn't the rat until after Guarma. That little bombshell drops when Agent Milton tells Arthur that Molly never talked, and that they only picked up Micah after the gang got back from the Caribbean. And Milton, he had no reason to lie. He thought he'd already won. What makes this so clever is how the game uses Micah as a distraction. He's a scapegoat, a red herring. Meanwhile, the real damage is being done by Dutch. His bad decisions, his arrogance, his obsession with control. Micah just becomes the mask Dutch hides behind. Plot twist 2.
John Marston.
Miss Tilly.
That's Mrs. Tilly to you. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you? Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm well. I married a lawyer. He's a fine man.
Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't end when the credits roll. It keeps going quietly through the epilogue and even more subtly through the credits themselves. That's when the game pulls a small, unexpected twist. Some of the gang actually go free. Sadie heads south. Charles disappears up north. Those make sense. But then you see Tilly casually living in St. Denis, married, reading, safe, and Pearson? He's running a general store in Rhodes, plain as day. These aren't hidden endings. The game shows you this on purpose. So, what happened? Why are they walking around while others like Strauss get hunted? That's the twist. For all the chaos the gang caused, the law didn't care about most of them. Unless you were pulling the trigger or planning the job, you were just background noise. The Pinkertons were only after the leaders. Dutch, Arthur, Hosea, Micah. Everyone else? Easy to forget. And maybe that's what saved them. Plot twist 3.
Lenny, he's dead. Oh, God, no. There's nothing we can do. We gotta keep moving.
One of the best missions in Red Dead 2 is when Arthur and Lenny go out drinking in Valentine. It starts off innocent. A couple of drinks, some friendly teasing. And then it turns into a full-blown, blurry fever dream. Dancing, shouting, "Lenny!" at strangers, running from the law. Absolute chaos. But the twist here is that when Lenny gets arrested, we see it. He's clearly being hauled off by lawmen, while Arthur stumbles through the night. And then, that's it. No rescue mission, no jail talk, no explanation. Lenny just shows up back at camp like nothing happened. So what's the twist? The twist is we never find out what's real. Was Lenny actually arrested? Did Dutch pull strings off screen to get him out, like he didn't for John? Or, and this is where it gets weird, did Arthur just imagine that part? The mission is so hazy, so drugged out, that maybe Lenny never got caught at all. It's never answered, on purpose. Plot twist 4.
Javier Escuela, great bounty hunter and revolutionary.
Oh, not this again.
If you played Red Dead Redemption first, you probably remember Javier Escuela as, well, kind of a rat. In the original game, he's bitter, paranoid, and always running. His dialogue feels over the top, and his loyalty to Dutch, questionable at best. But in RDR 2, total curveball. Javier is smart, strategic, loyal. He backs Arthur in shootouts. He works the plans. He cares about the gang, especially Dutch, and none of it matches the version of him we meet later in the timeline. So the twist here isn't a plot reveal, it's a character reveal. The Javier we thought we knew, turns out that version came after everything fell apart, and the game doesn't even try to explain the change, it just lets you sit with it. Was he always this loyal? Did Dutch's collapse break something in him? Or did Rockstar just rewrite him from scratch? We don't get a clear answer, but we're forced to rethink the guy we thought we understood. Plot twist 5.
Arthur saved my life. More than once.
Arthur's been dead a long time. This is a new century.
Oh, son.
John!
At the end of Arthur's story, there's a moment where you think Dutch finally sees it. Arthur lays it all out. Micah's the rat. Dutch walks away, silent, leaving Micah behind in the mountains. You figure that's it. He's done with him. But then comes the epilogue. And the twist? Dutch is riding with Micah again. It doesn't make sense. Dutch knew. He heard it from Arthur. He saw Micah twist the gang, manipulate everyone. And yet years later, he's still backing him, helping him stash the Blackwater money, protecting him on Mount Hagen. Some fans say Dutch was just watching, waiting for proof. That shooting Micah at the end was part of a long, silent test. Maybe. But the truth is, the game never tells us, and that's what makes it a twist. Dutch wasn't fooled. He wasn't trapped. He chose to align with the one man who wrecked everything, and we're left to wonder why. Plot twist 6. From the first mission to the last, the Blackwater score hangs over the whole gang like a ghost. We're told it was a massive haul, gold, lots of it, but the heat from the job makes it untouchable. The law's swarming the place. Too risky to go back, or so we're led to believe. Then, out of nowhere in the epilogue, Micah drops the line. He and Dutch went back and got it, just like that. No plan, no details. Just, yeah, we grabbed the gold. Wait, what? That's the twist. Not a big reveal, not a cutscene. Just a quiet, offhand sentence that flips everything. Dutch and Micah somehow sneaked into one of the most heavily watched towns, pulled out an entire stash of stolen gold, and dragged it up Mount Hagen, without getting caught, chased, or even noticed. We never find out how. We're not meant to. The money isn't a plot point. It's bait, a reason for John to climb the mountain, and a final reminder that, in this world, some things just don't add up, but they still get you killed. Plot twist 7.
Stop! Stop! Please! Please! I beg you, stop! Stop! Surely that's enough!
For most of Red Dead 2, Arthur Morgan feels untouchable. He's the gang's enforcer, the muscle, the guy who always makes it out. So when his health starts fading, players expect a plot beat. A moment, maybe a setup for betrayal, but the twist hits quietly and hard. It all starts with a debt collection mission for Strauss. Arthur, uncomfortable but obedient, shakes down a farmer named Thomas Downs. The man's sick, desperate. He coughs blood and spits in Arthur's face. The moment flies by. But hours later, days in-game, Arthur collapses. The diagnosis? Tuberculosis. That's the twist. Arthur was dead long before the finale. And it wasn't a gunfight or betrayal that sealed his fate. It was a desperate, dying man, infected and cornered by Arthur's own violence. It changes everything. His final acts, his reflection, the way he distances himself from Dutch. It's not just guilt, it's acceptance. He knows the clock is running out, and somehow he uses what little time he has to become the man he should have been all along. Plot twist 8.
What happened next is on you.
Hey, I was joking.
Most players expected Red Dead 2 to end with Arthur Morgan's death. What they didn't expect was that it wouldn't be the end at all. After the final confrontation, Dutch walking away, Micah dying in the snow, and Arthur's journey closing in tragedy, the screen fades out. It feels final. But then the game hits you with a twist. You're not done. You're John Marston now. The epilogue isn't a quick wrap-up. It's a whole chapter, packed with fan service, slow burn healing, and quiet callbacks to the first game. You get to build John's ranch, propose to Abigail, ride with Charles and Sadie again. There's joy in it, but also unfinished business. The final twist of Red Dead 2 is that the story wasn't just Arthur's. It was always leading here, to John becoming the man we meet in the original game. And in that way, the sequel becomes a prequel with purpose. It's not about surviving, it's about what kind of man you survive as.